Don't mind the million tabs open. I'm just going to make sure that I am indeed live streaming. And then we'll switch. Sorry, I had some issues getting into Zoom. But you're here for the 30-minute no nonsense training, and we're going to dive right in. I just want to make sure that I am live because I know a lot of you guys are watching the replay too. If you are going to be watching the replay, put hashtag vacation. There I am. There I see you guys live. I will, I'm going to close this down. And then let me know if you see the screen. Okay, and I might have to, do you guys see the screen? There's a delay. I'm just checking. So I have to, there we go. Okay, beautiful. If you guys are watching the replay, just put hashtag vacation, because I know a lot of you guys are planning vacation and things are going on, right? But today we're diving in. There's a lot of information here that I'm going to be sharing with you, okay? Because I hear it over and over again. Moni, I feel the belly fluff. A lot of you guys have come to know me and or know me already for the last little while from the Restore the Core training and free resource that I gave many of you. And this is sort of a step up from that. Okay. And then later on at the end of this, I'm going to be sharing something else that's a step into it. Okay. But the biggest thing I want you guys from all the stuff that you're going to learn today about being over 40, feeling that all of a sudden the midline just went pop. And you're like, okay, where did this 50-year-old menopause belly come from? What happens? I CrossFit, I work out, I eat clean, I do all the things. The biggest thing I'm asking for you guys in the next 30 minutes or so is to change mindset. You know, I'm big on narrative from a calorie-centric food math problem to a hormone-centric approach. Okay. Food is not a math problem, basically, is what I'm trying to get you to shift. Okay, so give me a thumbs up in the chat. Let me know if that's cool. But this is what we're going to learn in the next few minutes. Make sure you have a notebook handy. Ask questions as you go. I'm going to come back and give you guys clarity afterwards. Okay, because for some reason I can't see comments right now. So just put your comments in, even if you're watching the replay as you go along, and then I will come back afterwards. Okay, to make sure that we're sensitive to everybody's time today. Okay, but this is what we're going to talk about, as you saw in social media and an email. We're going to talk about why over 40 is different. Okay, why all of a sudden am I carrying this fluff around my waist? Why? Okay, we're going to be talking about the 3 key principles based on your body's chemistry so that you can have a life integrated plan. Okay, this isn't about muscling it through. Please put that in bold writing. It's not about muscling through. Everyone can do a 2-week detox. We're over it. This is about sustainable results. This is about you learning why this is happening to your physiology, because it has changed. We feel it. Okay. Then we're going to talk about getting unstuck. Okay. Because a lot of us feel like we're calorie counting. We're doing the 6 mini meals a day. Okay. But this actually could be doing more harm than good to your metabolism. I'm going to share, I know this is a big one, what transformed my aging metabolism. I'm not sitting here preaching to the choir. I went through this. Okay, I have a photo I'm going to show you here, you guys, in a second. Okay, I went through it. So I spent a lot of time, been in the health and wellness industry for close to 30 years now. A lot of time and energy. Okay, because when I was in my early 40s, I was like, WTF. Okay, we're going to talk about exercising in your 40s. We're going to touch base on this. This is going to be a big one because I know you guys are active. I know you like to work out. I know you like to move. Okay, and then right away you're like, then why is this happening? Okay, and then I want you guys to understand that when women, majority of the time, come to me, either in our group or in clients, wanting to lose weight, they want to up-level their nutrition, they want to up-level their fitness, they want to figure out what they're doing wrong, but really what you leave is with valuable life skills. And that is my biggest goal when I do these free trainings. I want you to have aha moments, and I want you to have learned skills that you can apply into your everyday life. It's not about overwhelm. It's not about muscling through. You're gonna hear me say that over and over again. You're gonna get clarity on the big 3 big untruths that are shouted there. I'm on social media, I see it, right? This isn't about being Cindy Crawford and having 6-pack abs. This is about you feeling like you, okay? I'm also going to share the exact roadmap, I can speak, so you know what is the most important things to focus on, right? And my secret shortcut. I always love the secrets, top notch secrets, okay? Even if you've tried and failed and done things and not done things, and you went on the keto and you did the fasting, or you're working out like crazy, or you're trying this, okay? Take a deep breath. Big exhale. Okay. And just now stop doing and stressing about it and learning. Also, I know you guys have been through trainings like this when there's a deck and they're like, okay, what's she going to sell me at the end? This is not this. This is not this. It is not that type of training. Okay. I want to give you guys value, again, strategy. And then at the end, I do have something for you guys as an offer for all of you that have watched today. Okay. It's a new way. So don't worry. It's not like high and dry, Moni. Okay. I'm there for you. But there's nothing to per purchase right here, right now. Okay. Because I know how that works. They talk for like 20, 30 minutes and then they sell you on something for 20 minutes. I'm like, just tell me what to do. Right. So if this sounds amazing, give me a thumbs up, high five. Let me know you're here. Okay. Maybe you're watching at work on the side. Totally cool. That's why I did it this way. Okay. So you can kind of read along as I go. Okay. Take screenshots. Okay. That's a big win too. So you can have it for later. Get your notebook handy. All right. If we haven't met, because I know we have a lot of new people, my name is Monica Tuppo, most known as Moni. Okay. I like to say a perfect blend of an introvert extrovert. Everyone's like, oh, you speak a lot and you see me a lot in media, a lot of podcasts, interviews, magazines, things like that. You must be an extrovert. I love being, I said to my husband, I'm like, during COVID, I'm living my best life. Because I didn't feel the social obligation to see everybody. I saw my core people, my core friends and family that I wanted to see, and left the rest at bay. So it's a nice blend. Okay, so founder and creator of the 3M system to rev your over 40 metabolism and the 3M accelerator. And like I said, I work specifically with women over 40 and 50. Okay, and that's my little family there. Okay, that's old. I need to update that picture. But this was me in my early 40s. Okay, you guys, if you've heard me talk before and you maybe have seen this slide, I talk about how I felt like SpongeBob SquarePants. And I was working out here hard. So I am a former professional athlete. I played professional indoor and beach volleyball, okay, for a good portion over a decade. And I know what it meant to put effort into something and having that equate into performance. And that was my measures, right? The harder I worked on something, the output would be better. And then early 40s hit and I was like, why isn't the efforts I'm putting in equating to the output? Okay, who feels that way? Say yes, please give me a high five. Okay, who feels that way? Okay, and then again, success is predicted on you making a decision. I made a decision. I remember I had a friend tell me how to walk. Moni, this is just how it's supposed to be. You had kids, what many considered late, 38 and 42. Just after that, 42, right? So then my body went through another shift, okay, with being pregnant. Like, this is how it's supposed to be late. I'm like, no, nope. And I made a decision to figure it out, okay, in a way that made sense to me and is authentic, right? It's not the marketing magic that you see out there. But you guys can get to know me more later, okay? But the question I always ask you when I start these power trainings like this is, what brought you here? Okay, because your time is super valuable. I get it, but there's something lingering, something is amiss, or maybe you just want to learn and be in flow. That's totally cool. But why? Okay, why? Put it down in the chat. I want to feel like myself again this summer. I don't want to stress over about this summer. I want to feel good in my bathing suit. I don't want to hide in family photos, right? What is it? I want to figure out why my workouts and nutrition are not stacking up for me in results that I really want. And majority, you're like, Moni, I'm here because I got belly fluff and I can't get rid of it. And I'm doing all the things and I'm trying, but it's still there. And why? Hey, why? Okay, we'll touch on that a little bit, but again, it's a journey, right? It's a journey. A lot of you will be like, because I can't figure out what I'm doing wrong. And we automatically think that, right? It's something to fix. And so for that, you're doing all the things, okay? All the things. Or you're just fed up with eating clean chicken and salad all the time. Being willpower, no, I shouldn't have the cake. I shouldn't. Or you go, psh, right? F it, weekend, fun, start fresh Monday. And you're sick of it because that's not life. And that's doing more harm than good. Okay, there should never be cheat days. You're eating clean for a cheat day. Okay, that's a change in narrative. Then you're equating bad food to being a treat. It shouldn't be like that. Healthy food should be a treat. Okay, I'm not saying that you need to eat celery sticks and carrots all day long. Okay, and I am saying that you can have pizza and wine. Okay, but there is a give and take there. You're frustrated, okay, because like I said, you're putting the effort at the gym and it's not equating to the results that you want. Okay, or you got results off the hop and then all of a sudden it just went plateau. Okay, confused. I'm confused. I get targeted too. I get all the emails coming into my inbox. It's confusing. It's overwhelming. Don't eat broccoli because your thyroid, right? Do this killer 30-day ab challenge to get rid of your abs. Okay. And you know what? High five. It's okay to be pissed off because it's frustrating. Because a lot of us feel like we know the benefits in holistic health by eating good whole foods and by moving our bodies. But then I still want to feel like a rock star. And that's okay. Okay, it's okay. So if it sounds like you're not alone. That's why I put up there. Okay, so put like, yes, me. Okay, or let me know which one relates to you. Okay, because that used to be me. All of those things. Okay, before I learned, I lost 12 inches. Okay, after that photo. Okay, it doesn't seem like everyone's like, oh, it's not a lot, but it is. 3 inches off my waist, half an inch off my arms, a couple inches off my thigh, for sure. But the thing that I'm most proud of is that I did it in a way that was sustainable through vacations, illnesses, summer fun, right? My dad got really sick right in there and had to get a bypass surgery and it was not good, right? Stress with family dynamics around that and taking care of ailing parents because we're at that age too. Life, right? Making it work in life. And that's what I want you guys to learn and to take away. Okay. And one of the most life-changing things I can share with you right now is this. It is not your fault. Right away, we have the guilt of like, what am I doing wrong? Right? Who feels that way? Okay. Because when we carry weight around here too, the narrative switches to like, I'm fat right away. You could be the strongest. You could be like doing walks. You could be like, feel good. But when we carry weight here and become inflamed, we feel bogged down and heavy and fat. Okay. So it's not your fault. You're not doing anything wrong per se. But the real problem is that we're not getting into the root cause of why. Holding on to weight around your middle is a subset, a result of something. It's not the problem to solve. We all know, we've heard that you can't spot reduce, you can't sit up your way, like abs are made in the kitchen. Okay. Okay. But now more than ever is the time to not muscle through, to switch the narrative to a hormone-centric approach, because you cannot just work your butt off to gain the results. Your metabolism and fat storage hormones will make you hit a wall. They rule the show. They rule the show. Doesn't matter how clean you eat, how hard you work out. Make sense? Okay. Put hormones, type hormones. Okay, if that makes sense, because I want you guys right away. We think about food. What food am I eating wrong? What's going on? Should I work out different? Okay, maybe I should do keto. So-and-so is doing this. Maybe I should supplement. Okay, there's a ton of noise out there. If you Google belly fluff in your 40s, you're going to get over 20 million articles come up. 20 million. Could be 20 million different beliefs, methodologies, products, right? Views. Hey, that's why I'm like, be very careful to Google. That's why I want to share here the three biggest untruths that you're being told over and over again as a busy, active woman in her 40s and 50s. Okay, specifically one that is wanting to shed some core fluff. And these untruths literally can be holding you back from what you really want. Frustrating. Okay. And I'm saying this again after helping thousands and thousands of women. Okay. And being in this physiology for over 7 years and being frustrated for a good 6-9 months. Okay. Saying this is not working. What is going on? Okay. So you are told over and over again, we are told over and over again that if you want to lose extra belly fluff, have more energy, okay, reclaim connection with yourself, all these beautiful things, okay, then you need to do, here's myth number 1, eat clean and healthy. Everyone's like, oh, but Moni, you said good whole food eating is number 1. It's a priority. Yeah. We want to eat food that lives and dies. Our body gets that. Okay. But saying the I shouldn't of clean eating over and over again, you hold yourself in this box of eating clean, and you can't go outside the box because that is cheat days. That is treats. That is, I deserve it. I've had a hard day, glass of wine. That is labeling how you eat. Okay. And in the meantime, you're wondering if you'll ever be able to have a Ritz cracker ever again. That is not life. Okay. That's where that whole eating clean mentality nabs us, and it's not true. Okay. Because when we eat clean and healthy, real food, which is amazing, but here are the unknown metabolism killers. And when I say metabolism killer, when your metabolism slows down, your body and fat storage hormones skyrocket, and you're automatically triggered to hold on to fat. And since your estrogen is declining in your 40s and 50s, right away, it's triggered, thanks estrogen, to hold fluff, especially around your midline. Protection. Your estrogen's like, I was there for the reproductive years, now I'm piecing out. Okay. But I feel like we should do some padding here just to protect, because depending on what you believe, okay, but the majority of our vital systems in the female physiology are right around our core area, our reproductive system. Okay. But these 3 things, I think there's 3, are your metabolism killers. Okay. Insufficient calories. If your body needs fat, it's going to keep it. It does not matter how healthy you eat. And if you're putting yourself in a caloric deficit, and or you are not working with your daily energy demand, because calories is information. Okay, you say calories is fuel. No, calories is energy. Okay, and that energy is information, right? And if we're in a deficit, right away, your body's saying we're not getting enough to sustain what we're doing, and I'm going to hold on to fat. We cannot be in a caloric surplus. Okay, there is a flip side, but calories don't matter as much as hormones. Hormones rule the roost. Okay, rule the roost. The other mistake is backloading calories. Who's a snacker? Snackers beware. You graze all day, right? You have your 3 meals, your 2 snacks. That's snacking. Okay, and or you're fasting and backloading your calories. Okay. Here, what you're doing is that you're triggering a key fat storage hormone, insulin. I know you guys have all heard about insulin. If you heard me talk before, I talk about insulin a lot, because this is the biochemical fact. If insulin is present, your body will not be able to release fat for energy. And that's what we want it to do. That's a healthy metabolism. If your insulin is high, you will not release fat for energy. It does not matter if you're in a caloric deficit. It's biochemically impossible. So when we are snacking and grazing all day, even though it's healthy, we're still, whatever we consume, healthy or not, we're asking insulin to come in to help regulate our blood sugar. So then we have insulin floating up here all day, every day. It doesn't matter if you're doing smoothies and salads all the time. Okay, makes sense? That's usually a big aha for everybody. Aha. Okay. The next thing with healthy eating, this is for my fasters, right, is you're missing a macronutrient. Fasters are keto. or keto, I should say, you're missing a macronutrient. You drop, right? In the 90s, it was fats, right? I remember like I used to tell the story about having Twizzlers as a snack because it was like fat-free, right? You know, 10 years ago, the keto train was really big. Everyone's like, can't do carbs, I can't eat a banana or carrot. Okay, it's a PDSD from keto. Can't eat a banana or carrot. Okay, healthy ketones are great in our body, right? And you get that a lot when you're in starvation mode. You guys hear about Kim Kardashian going off about how she lost 16 pounds in 3 weeks to fit in the Met dress or something? Do the math. I challenge any nutritionists out there to do the math. It's literally impossible unless you're starving yourself. Okay, and then some ketones get into play. Anyways, missing macronutrients. We cannot drop a macronutrient, but the key is to find your sweet spot. The carbohydrate nutrition world, we call it the carbohydrate tipping point, right? When we know carbohydrates are our cells and our brain's most preferred source of energy, it's glucose. Okay, there's different types of carbohydrates, your complex or simple, obviously, but we need to find that tipping point, that sweet spot, and not just drop it out. Your brain needs 30 grams of carbohydrates of a day just to function. Talk to anyone that's in a carb deficit. Moody, angry, hangry, right? Okay, so don't drop the macronutrients. When you have the right nutrition pairing, and highlight that word, okay, of your proteins, carbs, and fats in place, you start to work with your metabolic and fat storage hormones. They start to, what we call prime, they start to communicate to tell your metabolism to burn more energy or to release it, and where that energy is coming from. Okay, that's when you give yourself what we call metabolic insurance. That's when we can have like pizza and wine Friday nights and girl weekends and vacations and not have to worry about a start fresh Monday, or that we're going to enter in feeling bloated, heavy, everything. Okay, it makes sense. Put a 1 in the chat if you guys are following along. 1 in the chat. Okay. This is another big one. Okay, I said that we're going to talk about hormone balancing movement, because a lot of times here, when we have the extra fluff around the middle, we think, oh my gosh, I need to work out harder. I need to focus on my core. Okay, if you don't have the Restore the Core guide, let me know in the chat. I'll send it to you, because there we talk about the 3 stages of developing a strong core, from posture to strengthening the inner musculature, to then getting some tone and strength and power. Okay, but this myth about I need to work out hard to burn belly fat. Okay, you cannot sit up your way through belly fat. I think we know that. Okay, and sit-ups. I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole about sit-ups. Okay, because time is of the essence. Okay, but it's not true. Okay, and when we want to spend all these extra hours at the gym and wake up early to get results, no. Work out because you love it. Work out because it's functional fitness, mind-body connection, stress accommodation, all these other beautiful things where the subset is going to be weight loss. Okay, it's time to be a little bit smarter about this. When we're working out, what we're doing, we're basically asking our body to rip apart and then rebuild into stronger, leaner, faster muscle. Okay, and that takes healing. And guess what? The reality is, in our 40s and 50s, we don't heal as fast. Right? Who's had an injury lately? Right? Bum, knee, back, rolled ankle. Right? We don't heal as fast. That's what hormone balancing movement is having, again, that hormone-centric approach around your workouts. Does this mean you cannot train for a marathon or you can't do your CrossFit 5 days a week? No, not at all. Okay, but it does mean that we need to have a hormone-centric approach around it. Okay, that is what is going to give us the benefits of working out and having lean muscle mass and being a fat burning machine. Okay, that's what's going to give us the benefits. The third one is the big conception that I just need willpower. I need motivation. I'm not motivated. COVID, the routine, everything going on, life, the summer. And that we just wait for that time where it's just like, nope, I'm going to do it. I'm going to start Monday. I'm going to do it. Right? And we rely on that, right? We rely on that. And that white knuckling it through the week, and the guilt that we have when we're not feeling motivated, or we've been doing really great for a month or two and then life happens. Okay. This is a detriment to us now. Why? Because the cycle has nothing to do with willpower and motivation, and has everything to do with belief system and patterns and old narrative. Okay, habitually, emotionally, and physiologically. This runs the show. Okay, I know I said the other thing, but this between the ears. Who's had the mean girl, right? That pops up when you look in the mirror, like you're fat, you're not good enough, you're not worthy, right? You self-sabotage, you lose 20 pounds, and all of a sudden you start self-sabotaging. Why does that happen? It's a thing. Okay, there's reasons by it. Okay, we talk about this we call neurorealignment, but what to do. Please don't treat how you eat like a math experiment, okay? And be a diet that's super restrictive. Use simple strategic action and have a wingman, learn the skills. Okay, I'll be your wingman, okay? Or maybe it's your community at the gym, okay? But learning why the over 40 physiology is different and what to do about it. And that whole thing, like what used to work is not working now, is for real. But now it's like putting I love this, take a screenshot, the round peg into the square hole, right? It has to work in your life. It's never exponential. The journey is never exponential. Okay? There will be seasons of life where this cannot take your focus. We just talk about this in my the 3M community with clients. And that's okay. But if you learn the skills of what's going on and why, then you can just bring it up, bring it back. Okay. Does any of this sound familiar? Okay. Those big 3 untruths. Are you any ahas what you're doing? Dropping insufficient calories, dropping a macro. Okay. Working out harder to try to get summer ready. Okay, always relying on willpower, having, weekends being your reward cheat day. Let me know, because they come at big costs. I'm not going to spend too much time on this. Okay, but the cost of eating clean, okay, is that constant narrative. I should, I shouldn't, I should, I shouldn't, I should, I shouldn't. And guess what? That's a micro stressor. And for a lot of women, it's chronic stress because you've been doing that for years, if not decades. Okay, cost of working out more, time. It's not that we don't like to do it, that we don't want to do it. I work out all day if I didn't have all the other million things I have to do in my day. Okay. But if you cannot get off the hamster wheel of doing more for longer, your cortisol goes up, you develop insulin resistance with that, and you turn into a cookie monster. Okay. Because your body's just craving glucose for energy. That's a little side set. Okay. And burnout. Okay. Because you're trying to fit it all in. And the cost of willpower is just beating yourself up over and over and over and over and over again. And the worst thing that I would ever want to happen to any woman out there is for you to reach a goal, whatever that may be, inches lost around your waist, feeling good in your own skin, fitting into your skinny jeans, running the half marathon, running after your grandkids at the beach, whatever it may be, for that to happen. But then you still look in the mirror and you still see yourself as not confident, not validated, not worthy. Okay. So if you don't, let me do a time check. Okay. If you don't need those things to lose the fluff in your 40s, what do you need? This is my 3-step approach. Okay. But first and foremost, it brings you to foundational basics. This is key. You need trust. Okay. And I get it. If you've been burned and you've done this and you've done that, okay, but you need trust in this vision for yourself, where you want to be. And if you don't know what that is, I really encourage you to sit down and think about it. Okay, because if you don't, you're just going through the motions of meal planning and working out. And for what? Oh, because I want to lose 20 pounds. But why? I want to lose 3 inches about my waist and not have the button mark all the time. But why? Ask yourself why 3 times to really get into what it is. Okay. There has to be a belief there. Type belief. Okay. Type belief. And then write this down. Your roadmap is nutrition pairing, hormonal movement, neurorealignment. You cannot lose the belly fat just focusing on nutrition. You cannot lose the belly fat just focusing on your workouts. And you cannot lose the belly fat by just focusing on the narrative that you're doing and the self-sabotage and the habits that aren't serving you and all that stuff. Okay. It's 3 phases together. And I love this. If it was as easy as meal plans and workouts, we'd all be walking around like rock stars, like J-Lo. Okay. But ask yourself this question, please. What would happen if you actually got off that hamster wheel? Okay. Start doing a strategy. Okay. Well, learning. Okay. But how do you really get those things? You need to trust in your vision first. Okay. Because that vision gets you through the what ifs. Okay. What if it doesn't work for me? What if this is just another thing? What if? Okay. I love that. Hide how you really feel behind the smile. That used to be me. You smile and be like, everything's great. Meanwhile, you're like, oh, okay. Time to let it go and to embrace what you are. And the time, finances, whatever it may be, it is an investment in you and your holistic health. It's not just about belly fat. Okay. It's holistic. That's key. Okay. But it is an investment of some sort, financial, time, energy. Okay. That's reality. And it should be, but you learning how to do it, the ebbs of flow in your life is key. I'm going to skip through these stories. I feel like social proof is huge. Okay. Because it showcases, Moni, it just shows other stories that you're not alone. Okay. But for the essence of time, you can go to testimonials in our Facebook group. There's lots in there. Okay. I do want to, however, challenge you. Okay. Challenge you because you can continue doing what you're doing, pounding it out, hope it works. But all of a sudden the tummy fluff just vanishes. It's like poof. Okay. Or stop the cycle and learn a hormone-centric approach. Does that seem more realistic? It does, doesn't it? Because we all know hormones, like we felt right? Like overnight. So let's take a deeper look into the 3 phases that I talked about. Okay. The roadmap, the framework. Okay. But this, block out the background noise because that leads to overwhelm. This is where I want your focus. Okay. Simple nutrition pairing strategy, hormone balancing movement, and neurorealignment. We need all 3. Okay. Does that make sense? Type 3 in the chat. Type 3 in the chat if that makes sense. Okay. So how does it work? Okay. How does this roadmap work? Well, first off, nutrition pairing. Why this is 1/3 and so important. Okay. Abs made in the kitchen. Okay. Is because your added fluff and lack of energy are due to the fact that you are not, again, like I said earlier, matching the right foods and the right combinations to support your energy demand. I call this nutrition pairing. This is not the fad diet of rotating your carbs, not having a protein and carb on the same plate, or double alkaline things, or like food calculus, I call it. It's not about that. It's matching your nutrition to your energy demand. You can eat the exact same thing every single day, Monday to Friday, but Tuesday and Thursdays are a gong show for you for whatever reason. And at the end of the day, you're starving. Energy demand. Okay. This is where the generalized programs lose us. This is where the meal plans to follow lose us. This is where the calorie counting on the apps lose us because it gives you that 1,600, 2,000, whatever calories that you need to be aiming for in a day. But it doesn't know that your boss just put a project on your desk that's due tomorrow and your son has back-to-back baseball games tonight. Right? And stress goes like this. The app doesn't know that. So that's where it loses us. Okay. And it has to work in your life. Okay. There's no anyone that cooks separate meals for themselves versus their family. Okay. Stops here, please. Hormone balancing movement. Okay. Is about increasing performance. It is about stress accommodation. Okay. It is about systems and internal health. Okay. It is about mind-body connection. Nothing burns me more when I see someone reading a book on a bike. Okay. Use that time to connect. I talked about before, That can be your form of meditation. Why not? Some people don't like to sit still in silence. Okay, it's a practice. But you can use your workouts to focus on your breath, to focus on your muscles contracting, expanding. Okay, all these beautiful benefits. The subset, the result is a strong, lean body and a trim waistline. Okay, we're not working out to lose weight. We're working out for those other things that it gives us. And then our body, okay, becomes this fat burning machine. We get stronger, get muscle definition. Okay, if your body type is apt for that, because there is different body types out there. Okay. Don't say that you're going to look like Giselle Bundchen by working out and eating clean. Okay, there's different body types out there, and that's big. You have to work with your body type. All right. Neural realignment, the last piece, I would say probably 80% of my clients that I work with, when I ask them at the end of our time working together, what's your biggest takeaway? They all say the mental piece, because they're learning how to better themselves, if you will, be in a body that they love, okay, while the stressors of life going on, okay, that mean girl comes popping in. We self-sabotage, we have vacations, we have girls' weekends, you want to have a glass of wine with a friend on a porch, okay? And without just saying F it and falling off the wagon. There should never be a wagon. If there is, what you're doing is going too fast, okay? And everyone's like, okay, those 3 steps look amazing. Would it work for me? What if? Yeah. Yes. Okay, you travel a lot, you're an athlete, taxi driver still. Okay. Again, my friend Nicole, client here, worked out 5 to 6 times a week. Former NCAA rower. Again, she knew what it meant to work out hard and have that equate to performance. Her nutrition was not meeting her energy demand. Right away, less bloated, less crashes. Okay. 2 choices. Again, guys, I challenge you to think, would you rather keep Googling? Okay. Or, okay, how can I start adapting those 3 strategies? Nutrition pairing, hormone balancing movement, neural realignment. How can I do simple things in my day to focus on that? And if you can do it in a collaborative, it's even better, because that's the one thing that's not talked about enough. Because a lot of women think they're alone, or they follow something, or they buy something and they're just given a monster book to read to try to figure it out themselves. Okay, rather than having some sense of community behind you. 97% more likely. Okay, and I know you guys have had people do walking buddies and workout buddies and stuff. That's a part of it. Okay, it's not talked about enough here. Okay, and it's not encouraged enough, especially on the online space. Okay, the online coaching space, it's not encouraged enough. Okay, that and the neural realignment piece, I would say. Alex, okay, another client of mine, super busy, kids in hockey because we're Canadian. And she traveled a lot with work, and she had an injury. Okay, and we had to figure out how it's going to work in her life. So take a breath. So much information. And you're like, Moni, I just wanted to learn about how to lose belly fat. Just tell me to eat more protein, or tell me to, go for a walk. No, it's bigger than that. Okay. I wish it could be 10 pounds in 10 days. Scientifically, biologically impossible when you're over 40. Okay. You're losing water weight. Okay. Anyways, I've shared a few things. Okay. It can make you feel excited because you're like, okay, this makes sense, but a little bit overwhelmed. Like, where do I start? What do I do? How do I learn more? I'm busy. I have vacation coming up. Can I still do something for myself? Should I still think about it? But hopefully you wrote those things down. Nutrition pairing, hormone balancing movement, right? Neural realignment. Where in those areas? Okay. And when you have questions like this circling around and having a little bit of overwhelm, I love it, because it's actually showing me you're starting to see a clearer vision of yourself. You're starting to step away from the quicker fixes or the diets out there, right? And you're starting to see this vision of what you want, right? I want to lose the belly fluff so I feel toned, like I was before. Feel good in my own body. Understand what's happening and what's going on. Okay. I want more energy. Because when you're feeling bogged down and heavy in your core, you feel like just having a nap, right? Good role model for the family is also a big one. Okay. Meaning that, yeah, I can have a good self-image of myself. I'm going to have good days and bad days. That's life. Okay. But there's no qualms. Let's go have a burger. Life, experience. Okay. Food is culture and celebration and experience. We forget that. So if you have more questions about how is this specific for you, do not worry. That's why we have our big group here. Ask your questions in the chat. I am here for you. But I'm also going to share, okay? And if there's anything that you need clarity, I'm going to go into the chat after this, okay? And still go live. If you have to jump off, you can jump off. That's totally cool. But I'm really excited about this because I've literally, and I know people say, I've never done this before. I literally have not done this before. I do it with clients, okay? It's in our 3M system, but now I'm bringing it to you guys, okay? And I want you to have a bit of an aha, because if it's May and you're not, woo, and let it away, you're not getting your 2022 goals, okay? 3 possible reasons. What you're doing, you're not learning the skills, it's not flexible in your life. Or maybe you haven't taken action because you're busy, or you're missing the key piece. You're working out hard, you're doing the things, you're on the hamster wheel of what you know that you're supposed to be doing, but we need to take in that hormone-centric approach now. We need to think about the nutrition pairing, the hormone balancing movement, the neuro realignment, all 3, not just one. Makes sense, guys? Give me a thumbs up. Okay, so after this evening, after this presentation, this evening, you guys will get into your inbox if you're on our email list. If not, I will post in the group. Also, if you follow me on Instagram and you're more of an Instagram girl, I totally get it. I will be posting on there too. But I am doing I love this photo. Okay, not of me, but it's not egotistical. I love this photo. Okay, but I do look good. I think I look good. But anyways, I love the branding. Banish the Belly Bootcamp. It's a 2-week hormonal reboot that fights the over 40 fluff. This is taking what we've learned and really getting more strategy to you, okay, for 2 weeks. It's not a boot camp in like meal plans and workouts and doing the thing. No, this is education, but also guidance on a 5-step framework. I'm going to show you what it looks like. Okay, so if you've got the Restorative Core Guide, amazing. This presentation is giving you more insight. Okay, 3-step approach, big mistakes we're making. All right, missing pieces. Okay, we start on Monday. Okay, and these are the things we're going to focus on. Your hormonal sweet spot. Okay, there's a sweet spot where we feel lighter at ease. Okay, what's causing that pregnant belly? That was me looking 9 months pregnant when I was not. Okay, you're inflamed. How to deal with it without depriving yourself, because you're thinking, oh my gosh, I'm chubby and I'm eating too much. Right away, that's our thoughts, right? The key hormone that's drowning your metabolic fire and what you need to do about it, and you can do about it today. Okay, I'll walk you through the 5 steps to banish the belly framework to lose your stubborn belly fluff for good. This is the framework we take clients through. Okay, clients are actually joining in. I talked about it on Tuesday. They're like, I'm just going to go in. It's a good refresh. Okay, something new. We're also going to talk about the carbohydrate tipping point. This is not just to be focused on the only macro being carbohydrates, but I know that women are super sensitive. Okay, we all know that protein is super important, healthy fats are super important, but women are very sensitive about their carbohydrates. But there's this tipping point that we need to have, and we use nutrition pairing to get it there. Okay, so I'm going to be talking through that. And then my top secret, I know I love my secrets, okay, for faster belly fluff loss. This isn't about losing 10 inches in 10 days or, you know, those things. But if we start and you start incorporating this into your days, you will lose the fluff faster. Okay. 10 minutes is all I'm asking from you guys a day. Okay. On top of the trainings and everything. Okay. What we're doing. So back and forth. We start Monday. There's recorded and live sessions. Okay. There's interactive QA. We have a private Facebook group where all the information is housed. You'll have lifetime access to that. So even if you're like, I'm on vacation next week, I can't do it, but I really want to do it, come. Okay. Because you'll do it afterwards. Right. Lifetime access. And again, actions really are 10 minutes a day for that 5-step protocol that we're going to be doing. There's going to be a lot of teaching around this, around those points. And there's going to be, okay, actions. Okay, not a ton. There's not going to be this big workbook to thing or worksheets to fill out. Okay, I'm just going to give you simple actions in the training that you just do. All right. As an added bonus, because I love bonuses, if you guys join us, I am going to give you a 1-week meal strategy, anti-inflammatory, de-bloat, okay, because that's the foundation of getting rid of the belly fluff. Okay, anti-inflammation, de-bloating meal strategy. This is not a meal plan to follow verbatim, but this is for you to go like, oh, that looks good. Okay, I get that. That will work in my family. Okay, I'm also going to give you my week protocol for focusing on your core workouts. Okay, not workouts, but like core centric movement. Okay, there's mobility in there. Okay, there's posture work in there, a little bit up from the Restore the Core guide that you guys may have already gotten. Okay, giving you that as a bonus. Great to be like, okay, I followed this. And then for 2 weeks, you have me live and in recorded videos walking you through lifetime access. It's not 2 weeks and done and thinking, okay, inches waist, keep that 2 weeks and you keep momentum going. And that's how long-term you're going to lose that belly fluff. Okay, it's going to be eye-opening for so many of you. So look out for that. Okay, and I'm going to stop my screen share. There I am. And then I'm just going to go back into my little chat here. And see, I know a lot of you guys are going to be watching the replay. So again, make sure that you comment. There we go. Okay, I don't see. Okay, so Bobby Stu, please send me the Restore the Core guide. Okay, send me a DM or PM and with your best email address. Okay, and I'll send that to you. Or I can probably just send you the link in Messenger. Okay, whatever you think will work best. Okay, I also want to hear you guys' big takeaway. Big takeaway from this. Why can't I see all the comments? I don't know why. Saying that there's way more than there is. I can't see them. Isn't that weird? Okay, for you guys watching, type in the chat, let me know. I'm just going to test it here. Here. Yep. If there's any, because for some reason I'm not seeing all the comments come through. Okay, what I'm going to do is, because I know we're already at 47 minutes here, I'm going to go back and I'll close out my Zoom and I'll go back and check it out and answer, okay, anything for you guys. So, but I want to hear what your biggest takeaway is. Biggest takeaway, your biggest aha moment, as I have mascara on my face, your biggest aha moment, okay, that you're like, oh my gosh, I'm a snacker. Oh my gosh, and we're focusing too much on workouts, right? Oh, sorry, see. Hormone balancing sounds interesting. Okay. Bobby Sue, I love that name. A little bit of narrative shift. Okay. And my clients laugh at me about this because I always say there's no such thing as hormone imbalance. It's this like this false magical arena that marketing experts just like, okay. There is hormone priming. Okay. But there's never this beautiful balance because your hormones are messengers. They're constantly in flow and talking to different systems. Specifically in this arena, we're talking about the system of your metabolism, right? Okay, your metabolism that does a million functions, but the biggest one for us is what energy that we're using and what are we storing for later. So, but focusing to a hormone-centric approach and learning how to get those hormones working for each other so we naturally rid the fluff, including belly fluff, is big, okay? Because they're always like this, okay? There's never this beautiful harmonious balance. Your body always wants to be in homeostasis, and it's always fighting like heck to get there, all right? Okay, so I am going to let you know, Okay, so I'll go back, guys. I love these trainings. I hope you join us for the boot camp. Okay, all the information and details for that is coming up this evening. Okay, and we start Monday. Okay, so it's sort of like in or out. You're in or out, and we're going at it. Okay, and there's Q&A live there for you guys to get questions answered. Angela, our client success coach in the Mojo Moni community, will be in there as well, answering questions. Okay, and it's just getting you like a boot camp to get this going. Okay, bye for the summer. All right, amazing. Have a great day, guys. Talk to you guys soon.